I retired in 2005 as a financial advisor. I was very successful. Was one of the largest financial advisors in the top three of the Ameriprise system, a franchise system. To be very truthful, I did not retire. I was forced out. I was forced to sell my business because I had done some things that basically threatened middle management. I had recognized that I really wasn't a financial advisor. I was a commission salesman. I made a commission every time I sold an insurance product, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance. I made a commission every time I sold mutual funds or REITs or any other kind of investment product. I was a salesman. I was selling Ameriprise's investment products, and that's basically how the business ran. I was a CFP, a CHFC, and a CLU, but really I was a salesman. And later in my career, I realized there was another option, and that was to, rather than be a salesman, become an advisor and work on a fee for services basis. In other words, I charged a fee based on the amount of money that you had invested with me, and as your investments grew, my compensation grew. Well, as a result of that, that kind of cut out middle management, and they didn't make as much off of me as they did other people, and as I tried to pretty much permeate their business with my attitude and employ or incorporate other people into my business, they found it was to their best interest to get rid of me. And as a result of that, they came down on very heavy compliance issues, and I found that it was for my best interest in 2005 to sell my business and get out of it. So I retired. And it was probably some of the worst years of my life. Because I came out of retirement, I ended up, basically, I lost my identity. I was no longer a financial advisor. What was I? I was the guy who cut the grass in my yard and worked and manicured my backyard and made it very attractive. But who was I? I lost my identity, and as I lost my identity, I lost my pride, and I lost my meaning in life. So I responded. I found other things to do, but I was having some difficult times. In addition to losing my identity, I lost my purpose in life. I had worked since, I guess I was 8 years old, 9, 10 years old, when I had a paper route, carried papers in the neighborhood. I caddied, I put furnaces in houses as I grew up. I worked my way through college in a Westinghouse plant. I worked all my life, and then all of a sudden I had no purpose. And I suspect there's some of you who identify with my first two problems. I had lost my identity and I had lost my purpose. And I suspect that there's a lot of retired people who find themselves in a similar situation and don't know what to do. So I found things to do, and I'll tell you what I did when I tell you some of the other 5 losses that I had. Number 3 was I lost my social life. My social life had been built around Ameriprise Financial Advisors. Every year we had a big party at our house for the Financial Planner Awards, something that I created, and we recognized people within our organization that had achieved something. I traveled with Ameriprise all over the world with the best financial advisors within their system. My social life was built around Ameriprise, and all of a sudden I had no social life. My social life, again, consisted of me cutting my grass on a better and better lawnmower as I tried to have some identity, if nowhere else but in my neighborhood. Also, I lost my income. I lost the source of income. As a baby boomer, I was taught that my purpose was to create cash flow. And I got very, very good at it. I also got very good at spending it. Nita and I lived a very good life. But all of a sudden, and that's probably a big part of why I had such difficulty, I lost my income. Now, I had sold my business, so I still had a source of income, but I didn't have to do anything each day to produce it. So again, I lost the income, but more importantly, I lost the need to get out and work and have a productive lifestyle. And it really haunted me. It made my life very, very difficult. And then later, I lost my daughter. She died of cancer. That's what that jersey, yellow and black jersey, Team Shea, is all about. That's what the purpose or the join button is all about on the bottom of my videos, below the videos. You can join, and that $4.99 goes to support the Children's Hospital fight against cancer. So, how did I overcome my 5 losses? My loss of identity, my loss of purpose, my loss of social life, my loss of income, and my loss of my daughter. I basically searched for my passion. I've talked about this in other videos. I needed to find out who I was and what I was all about. And in that search, the first thing I did was write this book, and it is Tall Grass. It's a book about the first 14 years of my life, for me to find a way to discover who I was and why I was the way I was, why I did why I behaved certain ways in my work career, in my family career, why I related to my wife the way I did, why I pursued my passion with the vigor that I did. And I wrote this book. That was probably one of the best things I did, because it caused me to be introspective. About 5 years later, I wrote this book, and this was very opening to me. I worked hard on the title, Find Happiness by Discovering Who You Are and Why You Are You. I learned more about myself. In the book, I talk a lot about getting rid of my unwanted roommate. The roommate up there that particularly after I was forced out, who basically asked himself every day, why did that happen? And what did you do to make it happen? And it was your fault, and look at the hardship you have put on other people, and that why are you in the position you are in? Well, I got rid of that roommate. I evicted them, and I discovered a new purpose. I discovered my passion. My passion is to create. This is creating for me. It's Sunday. I'm not interested in professional football. I am reading a book about China. I'll spend some time on that. And then I need to go get a new lavalier mic. But this is what I enjoy doing. And this replaces, at some level, I now have an identity. I now have a purpose. I have a social life in that I do Zoom calls on a regular basis with people from all over the world, and I talk to them about my videos, and particularly my investment videos. I have an income. I didn't get my daughter back, but by my supporting the Children's Hospital Cancer Foundation, I have kept her alive. I have kept her memory alive. Just like right now, I'm talking about Shea, Team Warriors. So I had some problems. I share this with you because I hope you can learn from what my experiences have taught me. That to allow these losses to beat you is your mistake. And it's facilitated by your unwanted roommate. That person in your head that you have 90% of all your conversations that you will ever have in your life that tells you you can't. You're not worthy. Well, I am worthy. And I have a purpose. I share. I have a social life, even though it's virtual, but it isn't. I have identified other people and other people have identified me, and we are building a network on a local basis and a regional basis to spread the word of how to have a good retirement and how to make a good living off of the stock market. So that's my story. What's your story? How is your retirement going? Has this been the best part of your life? Whatever it is, I hope it is the best part of your life. I believe it is the best half of my life because I expect to live quite a few years. Why? Because I take care of myself. I take care of my body. I take care of my mind. I read. I have a wonderful life, and I hope you will too. So in the comments, share your experiences. If this is the kind of video you like, let's help other people by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing so YouTube knows that this has some meaning to it and it's beneficial for other people and we can spread a good word. Talk to you later.